today for the Bitcoin price. This is an early update today because Bitcoin is right now dumping below the symmetrical triangle right now. And I do want to talk whether we should take this breakdown seriously. I want to talk about what specific price level we have to hold, because otherwise we can see much lower price targets for Bitcoin in the immediate short term. But I do also want to talk about the hash ribbons, because yesterday in that emergency video where I said that Bitcoin is dumping and in the exact moment we are getting the buy signal, I said that this dump is not out of the normal. I didn't do a very good job to explain you why we can expect this dump. I will make up for that today. I will show you exactly how Bitcoin behaved in the past with that hash ribbon buy signal, and I will be telling you exactly what we can expect here for the Bitcoin price in the immediate short term. So guys, you cannot afford to be missing out on that. So make sure you take a seat. Make sure you scroll down, you smash up the like button, you hit the subscription button and the bell and press on all, because only then you can make sure that you are not missing out on the next video. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel, and with that being said, welcome to the friends and welcome back to MMCrypto. My name is Chris, and as always we are really pumped to go straight into the content. Okay guys, and as always we are starting here on the 4-hourly candles for the Bitcoin price. And as you can see, Bitcoin is here right now breaking down out of the symmetrical triangle. The question now of course is this only a fake out towards the downside, or can we expect it for the Bitcoin price to jump back in and then eventually break out towards the upside? Do you remember the emergency video I did yesterday? This video here, it was called Bitcoin is dumping while the master signal flashes, and overall it was a bullish video. However, I said that this dump, why this master signal is flashing, is not out of the normal. Just look at this few seconds clip here from yesterday, and it seems a little bit paradox that in the exact moment this indicator is flashing, the Bitcoin price is dumping. I can already tell you this is not out of the normal, and this is what we have been saying so far. I didn't do a very good job explaining why it is not out of the normal. I do want to make up for that here right now and explain you why exactly these dumps are to be expected here while this first signal is flashing on the hash ribbons. I wanted to say sorry for not explaining it in a little bit more detail already in the first place. It was an emergency video, but I should have squeezed it in. So right now you can see that we had this recovery here and this green dot indicating that the buy signal is coming right now. But going back in history, we can actually see that every single time after the halving we had this recovery after the miners capitulation, then we had the dump. I mentioned that yesterday very briefly only, and now I will explain you exactly what to expect, because after the signal here we have the small dump, and then immediately afterwards we get the blue dot as well, and this is what we are waiting for right now. And before I go back in time and I show you exactly what this hash ribbons indicator is predicting for the immediate future, and it is every single time the exact same, guys. Wait for that. I do want to urge you, wait for this. This is very important. I want to do some TA here on Bitcoin. So let's diminish that, put that to the downside. First of all, you can see that we are still not breaking this volume here, and to the downside it works exactly how it works to the upside as well. When we are breaking out to the upside, I told you we need significant volume. We also need we actually also need a confirmation to say this is a legitimate breakout towards the upside. This is the reason why we didn't trade this fake out here. This is the reason why we didn't trade this fake out here, and this is also the reason why we are not shorting this one here to the downside. I mean, we can go further down, but we don't have significant volume and we are not confirming the breakdown yet, so this is not a legitimate short trade for us. But I want to tell you there is more downside for Bitcoin nevertheless. So let's pull that out here. Let me diminish here the volume, and you can basically see that on the 4-hourly candles Bitcoin actually before already broke down. We covered that and we said Bitcoin has to hold the EMA daily ribbon. Zooming into the EMA daily ribbon, guys, bad news once again. You can see we broke that also towards the downside. So now the question is this a bad sign for Bitcoin? Well, yes. If we close the daily candle below the EMA daily ribbon, as I told you many times before, and if we are closing also below 8,600. This is the line in the sand. A daily close below 8,600 would indicate that we have a very high likelihood for a higher retracement for Bitcoin. So let me zoom out here and show you this very valuable Fibonacci analysis here right now, because what we can see from the swing low to the swing high is that actually Bitcoin is right now approaching the 23.6 Fibonacci retracement level. It is the exact level we were approaching with the previous dump as well. So of course it is not only important to hold the 8,680 US dollar level, which is the previous low, which we do not want to break. So it is very important to hold this level with the daily close once again, to say we are not putting in a macro lower low. If we are not holding this level, I told you before, I remain bullish as long as we are holding this level. If we are closing below this level, then I say, guys, we are very likely here finding a lower low for Bitcoin, and we are very likely finding here lower price targets towards at least the 38.2 7,900 US dollar levels, or even the 50% Fibonacci retracement level 7,150. And you know the deal, the measured move price target is approximately here among the lines of 7,600 US dollars, just below the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement level. However, on the flip side, as long as we are not putting in a lower low here below 8,600, I do remain bullish, even though we broke below this symmetrical triangle. Very important to understand. And now, guys, let's go into some history lessons here, because this is the most important point of this video. I did miss out yesterday, even though I talked about it half a year ago. I did miss out yesterday to make it very clear for everyone. This is why I'm apologizing for that, but I'm here with that emergency video to explain it to you. Why is this dump not out of the normal, even though the hash ribbon is flashing this very bullish signal? Well, guys, once again, when the short-term moving average goes above the long-term moving average, we see a recovery. This green dot is a recovery, but when really shit hits the fan for Bitcoin bears is when this blue signal occurs. And I do want to make very clear for you, unless this blue signal is not occurring, then the hash ribbon is technically not putting in this very strong bull signal, this very strong buy signal we are actually waiting for. And now I want to go back in time and I want to show you exactly why we have to wait for that if you are really here a short-term person and you want to have a very, very accurate buy indicator. So this green recovery here was already a very nice indicator towards the upside. But however, if you are zooming in, you can see after the green signal flashed, we still had downwards momentum for Bitcoin. And what you can see is only when the buy signal flashed here in December 2019, this is when Bitcoin was off to the races. And even more accurate is when we are looking at the buy signals here after the halving, because this one here we actually are having right now is also after the halving. And remember, we have the recovery signal and not the buy signal yet. So let me go here back to the last halving. You can see minor capitulation here coinciding with the red dot here on the downside. Then we are having the recovery right here, but for a few days, and this is very important to understand, Bitcoin was not pumping, Bitcoin was not going into that next parabolic advance. Bitcoin was only doing that once we got this buy signal here coinciding with the blue dot on the downside. This is when we had this huge run towards the upside. Another great example here in 2015, minus capitulation coinciding with the red dot. Then we had the recovery on the hash ribbons here, the green dot. But look at this, at the recovery afterwards, we got one last dump, and only when this buy signal flashed, this was the moment. This was the moment when actually shit hit the fan for the bears and the Bitcoin price was off to the races. Putting all of that together, guys, do not freak out here. We are not trading the breakdown. We are waiting for a confirmation. And also Bitcoin has to put in a lower low here to say, well, guys, Bitcoin is going down for a higher retracement. But even there, I think the downside is very, very limited. And as soon as we are getting this blue buy indication here on the hash ribbons, this will be the last signal where we can say, okay, guys, now the Bitcoin price will be probably off to the races. Very important, just as a quick reminder here, an on-chain update. Glassnode actually updated yesterday that there was a huge miners flow from the miners to exchanges. So miners were actually yesterday dumping a few thousand Bitcoin on exchanges. This is the highest deposit from miners on exchanges since years. Of course, very interesting to note here that the miners are flipping bearish again, even though the hash rate is increasing. Miners flipping bearish is always a positive sign. It seems a little bit paradox, but it is always a positive sign for the Bitcoin price, not in the immediate short term, but in the mid run. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you so much for scrolling down, smashing up the like button for that video, always coming back to our channel. The views are amazing. Your guys' feedback is amazing. So thank you so much for that. And we will see each other very soon at the next one of MMCrypto. And as always, guys, as always, bye-bye.